Do the work. Do the work. This one time, my mind was so cluttered, frustrated. During one of the episodes in my life, and the nature of the soul is to seek relief from the pain and suffering. That's a natural tendency of the human existence. I would like to mention that it is not that easy to do the work or just work. We've all had times when nothing works. We're hitting walls after walls. The depth of the rock bottom ever sees. Dead ends all the time. There is no end to analyzing the opposite forces of what is causing all this trauma and drama. So we look outside because the inside is so difficult to be with, to see if something can fix it. Something can just take it away. And in one of those times, books are helpful, isn't it? You open a book, you read something, and you feel good. So I also did that. I took refuge in some book. I opened it and it said, continue the project with the same enthusiasm you started with. I closed the book. It did something inside of me. It gave a little bit of clearance and space to breathe and obey. See, we all carry energies. We all inherit certain qualities and personalities from our parents. Just taking into consideration this life and this choice of living with parents and family. I don't think there is need or time to even go into ancient generations and past lives and all that. Let's just be here. We are here now in this life, so let's just deal with that. I think that's enough work. So that's the source of who we are, or what we think that's what we are. So getting a word like that, or seeing a sign that really hits the spot at the right time when you need it, is how sometimes whatever you call that energy of love that is all around the goodness or even God, if you're open and if you, it just has to happen once and then it becomes a pattern. It takes as much time as it needs to clean up and do the work, because it is an organic process. It is natural. In my opinion, that's what we're all heading towards. And in that space of revelations and understanding, there is peace. There is some kind of a fulfillment and satisfaction. But like I said, it's not easy. So we have to create a part that is willing to do this work. Something out of the norm, something that's already been rhetoric, patterns, and do something that actually works, or at least it is something interesting and new to try it out. And there are no harmful side effects, so why not? It is possible, because I'm here to say it. I still exist and I'm still living through all the things that we have faced. It is important to think of all the good things that has happened and join the dots. Being in that line of the train of thoughts helps to cope with what is happening all around us. There is no other way. Expecting something from outside to help you, yes, it can work, like I said, reading a book or something like that, but eventually one has to go within and start cleaning up. One has to be able to be with the mind and be with the thoughts that are actually beneficial, or is filling this space with something that is pleasant. Because everybody wants to be happy and everybody wants to be loved. Again, that's a natural tendency. Everything else is a hoax. The rebellion, not wanting this, not wanting someone, doing this, doing that. You're just going round and round and round in patterns of deep holes of deception and delusion. There's no end to it. It is not a solution. One gets caught up in nested patterns of workarounds, isn't it? And the real source and the real truth is hidden somewhere. It's buried. So it takes that much work to clear it out, to see clearly, to think clearly, and to feel in the right way. As I was mentioning to someone, it's almost like there is no mind out there that is sane or you see what I'm dealing with. It goes right along. So these props from outside is actually they are my best friends. because, like I said again, it is not easy. But so what if it's not easy, right? We just create a part of ourselves that is willing to do the work. And the obedience pays a long way. It really helps, because what you do in this moment is what is creating your story. It's what is going to be history tomorrow, and it accumulates, and then you take it from there. If you just slow down and expand your consciousness and allow it to just sink in. When you do have the time and the space and the clearance, then you can really hear what I'm trying to say. What you do right now, this moment, any episode, any series that you are in your life, what you do then is what is going to matter in the next animated action of yourself. Does that make sense? So right now I chose to do the work because I've been trained to catch the words and the experience. It's mostly an experience. Some just from within, thinking, contemplating, some stimulated by the outside forces. What do? Sometimes it's dead end, you just have to go Christ on everybody. You just have to think from within, what can I do? Can I be in my space with the truth and the confidence that I have experienced? Ultimately, every mind is different, and that, having said that, everybody's life is different. So how can we expect some other mind, some other person to do something so we can feel better? It's not going to happen. The only thing, the one and only thing that you can be one with is within yourself, is that spirit. If the other person also is doing the work to be one with the spirit, it's the same spirit, that's true, it is the same spirit and all, then we can connect professionally, cordially, lovingly, friendly way. We can connect with each other if we come across a situation where the work demands two minds. The psychology is very simple, actually. If there is no balance, if there is disagreement and there is conflict, the level at which Cold Wars are going on right now, it's May 19th, 2025, beautiful Monday. I think summer is finished, quite pleasant, and now the rain has begun. It's beautiful. It's all up in your mind. You have to experience. You can't make it up. It has to be natural. Anything, if you meddle with natural forces, natural elements, it's going to react. It is going to create chaos and imbalance. We are just as natural as anything else that is existing in the world as created beings. So now that gets me to the real topic that I initially thought of sharing. It's been some time that I have been struggling with the roaches in my apartment. Yes, it is that mundane. Spirituality is in every little thing that we face every day in daily life, daily thinking. and daily doing. No kidding. So from the time I moved into this apartment, there's been some challenges. There have been kind of what to say, camped in my apartment in various places, especially in the front room and the kitchen. And there is some woodwork, so they have a lot of cracks and crevices to hide and breed. And then this summer I have been fighting it off and on. Trust me, bear with me. The teachings that these roaches are giving me are great and goes along with what's happening in my life right now. I mean, people can relate to it in their own way, in their own life. I remember having a book, How God Made Humans, a children's book that I would read it to my son growing up. And God was asking all the animals how to make human being. So the cheetah says, make him fast. The snail says, make him slow. Make him soft, make him hard. All the animals gave its version of its mindset of how a human should be. So there you go. We have everything in us. It's simple, but it's complex in its own way. So it's related. So these roaches have been on my case for a long time. Very annoying, very hard to go Christ on them. Be loving and tell them, just don't bother me, go away. It doesn't work because they don't understand. They're just doing what they've been doing. I tried putting some poison. Now see, there's so many rules that we create and we're bound by them. Like, we're vegetarians and I don't like toxic stuff in the house, but again, there were exceptions, so I started using them. Then I couldn't keep up with it because we're poor, so I just left it. And then this summer it got worse again, and there are some things down under the shelves that I never got to. So I got some help to clean it up, find the source of where they are. It leaves behind an intense energy too, and I've been sitting with it for days now. And there are some really noisy humans right across my apartment, throwing the vessels, throwing the dishes. We'll keep that lesson for another day. It's how and what comes out of you that reveals what's inside of you. Think about it. We can always choose gentle, soft power for something to work. So I've been doing this penance, and it keeps reminding me of the mythology. In Indian mythology, they have these demons that are standing on one leg and doing penance, and then all these roaches are all over them and they're still like doing the penance and waiting for the related god to come and give them a boon. Yeah, it's funny, but I was telling myself, just do the penance, just go within, just continue the good work, continue the project with the same enthusiasm that you started with. And there are so many phases through this war. It's you think that you did it, I got them, and then they're back again. So now it drains you down, it brings you back to, wow, I didn't do it. Now we have low self-esteem, now we have disappointment. So what we think is most of the time not true, especially related to somebody else. What we think that person did to you, they did it, it's not true at all. Sometimes we're so wrong about that. And even if we're right, what are we going to do about it? It's that they have to do the work to change it. And no amount of our dancing up and down or showing our emotions is going to help them. It's only going to inspire them to put us in an asylum, to put us in a corner, giving it a name. So again, I have learned this as I practiced it in my life with my people, in my space that I am in. What can I do? What can love do? What can kindness do in this situation? It's possible. We just have to come on the other side. You cannot be in the dirt and clean up the dirt, right? You have to come out of it. Somebody from outside has to clean it up. Or you have to create a part of yourself that can do this work. You have to create a part that is strong enough, that is willing to do the work, to go and look into all the parts that are weak inside of you and touch it in such a way that it heals. It's possible. And I'm not saying this from any book. This is my experience and this is my truth, and everyone has their own truth of what they believe. Like I said, it's the mind, what they think. And some are so into this deluded, they want their stories to be so good all the time that they're lying. All the time they are fabricating stories that sound good, but there is an energy behind truth. You totally know. If you're a mother, you know what I'm talking about. You totally know when a child is lying. There is an energy to truth. There is a confident presence of its existence. A confident presence. You bow down to it. It's strong. Same with love. You feel it, you melt. Doesn't matter how hard your heart is, or how bad your experiences have been, or how horribly your wounds are cut. When that love touches you in such a way, it heals. It is magical. It's absolutely profound. You melt in that presence. So we're doing this and that, and they keep coming back, and I got bombarded one time everywhere, and then you get into a crazy mode to now react to it, because now they're demanding some kind of a reaction. So I'm finishing my poison, I do this and that, and then now I get into a state where I can't take this anymore. This is just too much. And then if you're crazy enough, then you go to the extreme level of making a decision. I don't want to live in this apartment anymore, I want to get, you see, and there's no end to that. Now we're so far from being in the space, face it, conquer it. We're so far from that. So as I moved through the paces of these torturers, even my whole apartment was smelling of the poison, you name it, it was horrible. How long can I be outside the house? I'm doing little things to cope with it. Although, like I said, it's been a lot of work done in me. I have come a long way, and it's never ending. You think you've done it. Like I said, we think we did it. We think we have done it. But then again, we think, oh, this person has changed. It's just telling the truth. Before you know, they're lying again. You see? So until that pattern is broken all the way from the foundation, it's not healed. There's still work to do. But you get a hang of it. You start riding it and you start enjoying the ride. Once you get used to it, it's just a starting problem. Once you start, then you want to finish it. I don't know about you, but I'm a kind of person who likes to finish my job. I like to complete my work if I start it. I rarely postpone. I don't like lying about it. I like to do a thorough job. As an artist, I have that quality. but everybody can do according to their limitation, or how much are you open to expanding yourself to perfection. That's up to you. But like I said, since I've been trained, I continue to do my work, do the job in the house. Once in a while I see the roaches coming out, and now they're all upset and crazy and mad because we cleaned out a lot of places where they were hibernating, and they were hatching their families. I continued my work with a pleasant attitude. It matters because it's symbolic also. Like, all right, clean it up, whatever is left within me, clean that up also. So you take yourself higher than what it demands. It's a very low level attitude and reaction. Now you feel horrible as a human being, that all these nasty energies are coming out. So as you keep searching for answers and you keep doing the work, it lasts as long as it lasts, and eventually it will end. So now there are just a few roaches going here and there. Plus I don't want to kill him. Like, I'm now a roach's murderer. God, it's horrible, especially for a woman. I think boys enjoy all that stuff. They don't mind. But girls are delicate and gentle and dainty, There's only so much of murder and blood they can take. Anyway. So I do my best. And trust me, this has been going on for years now, off and on. But it reached the peak just a while ago, this last week. So I've been given this, I've been given that, do this, do that, kill it, put poison, and now that's a pattern. But then I started to think, I'm like, what, I've done this before. I have used so much poison. It doesn't work. It's in our mind that it's working somehow and we're successful. But you have to be honest about it. You have to be an honest critic. When it comes to self-transformation or self-correction, you have to be really, really honest, and you have to be on the side of truth. Lying about it or making up stuff doesn't work. It doesn't work. So I'm like, I've done this so much. Now I'm swimming in this space of poison. I can't stand it. It's gonna kill me too. What can we do? Okay, I want to go Christ on it. I want to go. I'm just expanding my thought process, my experience, and laying it out there for you. So it's hilarious, isn't it? We all go through this. I mean, you can go back home and think about how many times have we gotten into it. It's just like a fog, and one cannot come out of it. Yes, ladies. We create a lot of tension, a lot of discomfort around everybody when we go into that state, and then we can't stop it, can't come out of it. Once Parvati takes the Kali form, she can't calm down until Shiv comes and calms her down. So I'm thinking, what can we do? Because I ran out of poison. I don't want to spend another dime on it again. Because now I'm doing it, even after being aware that it's not working as much, because the scent of the poison goes away after some time, and then they come back again. They're that vicious. It's so crazy for food. They eat a lot, they're so fat, and they want to keep eating again. So it's like these addicted minds. It's never ending. They're going through the same state of mind that as so many children nowadays, human beings, my God. This whole concept of being addicted to this, being addicted, everything runs on addiction. If you're not feeding the addiction, an online shop doesn't work. Nothing is normal. So people have accepted that it's not true. What can I do to make it go away. How can a natural, this is unnatural using poison, it's all created as a workaround, but it's just a workaround. It's in every field, including especially medications and pharma. It's everywhere. The medications then have side effects. That's what I'm talking about. You're taking the medicine for a disease, and then now you have to deal with all these side effects. You know what I'm talking about. Everybody has this. But then, without even your being aware of it, you're addicted to the drugs. Without taking the drug, you can go to sleep. You see, now you're offering it to somebody else too. That's working great, but it's a lie. You're in a lie, drag others into this lie, and now we're all in this big pool of lies. So anyway, I got so fed up using that poison and spending money that I remembered that I've done this before. So let's revisit that place and space and go back there to clean it up again. So that's how my thought process is. I'm explaining how it happened, what's happening. So then I thought, you know what? I need to hire a lizard. If I have, because I haven't seen one lizard in my apartment for the past 2 years that I have moved in here. I thought, you know what? That's how it's done. You need a lizard, and then it's they're in their ecosystem. It's natural for lizards to eat roaches. Trust me, this is a true story. I'm sitting here. There's rain coming and going, and power is also coming and going. And like I said, a lot of work has been done, and I have hyper awareness to sounds and energies, because if there is a living object moving, if somebody's coming, somebody's moving, it's you feel it. You know the corner of your eye that's happening. Even a tiny ant, like there is an ant that I only knew later that existed. It's like a dot. It's crawling on my body. I can feel it. It's just naturally it happens when your awareness level is that high. You see things, and it's important. Most of the time we're living with absolutely zero awareness. That's why things go wrong, things fall, things break. If you're doing it with awareness and you're one in the space and the time, then it works out quite okay. But everybody has to do this work for it to work. But we'll get there eventually, I think. So I feel something just moved. And I'm like, what was that? The power had come back on. I go there. Now trust me, it was not that long from the time I thought of the solution and of course it's hilarious, and I was just joking, and I'm just playing with the thoughts in the mind that's coming up about this lizard. See how powerful thoughts are. And I go and check. A lizard had jumped from the window. And I'm just freaking out because the experience is just giving me chills. Like I said, when you're this hyper aware, there is a certain kind of buzz that goes in and through your body, and then you're in tune with what's happening in your mind, and it's an exaggerated experience. Of course, the doubters and the mockers can go anywhere taking this in and calling it crazy. But this is what happened to me. Like I said, this is my truth. So there's a lizard there. I'm like, is this really happening? So I'm trying to move him out. I'm just watching. Let's see what happens. So it actually fell in my bedroom. So now I'm moving him around. And then what happens? He crawls to the kitchen, to the front room. So he's not willing to go out, okay? I'm just going with the flow. I'm not hurting him. I'm just directing him. He goes to the kitchen. And then I recollect, wow, did I just manifest a lizard in the house? Which is what I wanted. Yes, and then I go into laughs and I'm going, alright man, I'm going to call you Dr. Liz. Stay in the kitchen and have a feast, because I'm sure you will find Many roaches. Thank you. That's the most annoying noise that I will hear around this place. And now I have a solution, a permanent solution. I'm actually at peace with it. I don't mind having the lizard there. I go there, say good morning to it every day. Today I found out that he was actually handicapped. One of his left hind legs is actually elongated and kind of smashed. So he must have gotten into some accident. I don't know. But he's crawling pretty good and going here and there, and he looks straight at me like he's talking. It's crazy, isn't it? When you want to see God in everything and everyone, I think you do. Hard to see God in roaches, but they're also a part of the creation. I never felt good about killing them, but occasionally when they've gone above and beyond and it's crazy, you have to destroy it. Let that tsunami come and let that brimstone of fire come and burn it away. Let it happen. Some things, some chunks have to be gotten out fast and quick. There's no time to pick and pull, you know. Again, I'm talking with experience. We've gone through a lot. We were remembering the times we were homeless in the US with a child and a cat, and how God helped us. Pure grace. We were living on pure grace, and it was not all that stressful. Never felt the suffering so big because His grace was so profound, and all the events that happened were so beautiful during those times, and there were big chunks of energies cleared up. Yeah, it was a miracle. It was awesome. History. We were living life like it's scriptures, you know. So it's possible that when you're in tune with Christ's nature of how He might be thinking, how He might help, and you have to be open and bold. It's neither this nor that. You don't you do have to destroy when it comes to destruction, and you do have to create when you have to. That's life. It's a cycle. Everything exists, but it has to happen like in the truth of the reality of its space and existence and what's happening. You see, you have to be careful if you're on the side of truth and love and compromises and all the good virtues that you can bring out of a human being. Animals don't have that. They don't have that. They're not at that level of a mindset where they can think, go Christ on her and all the roaches will just leave me, and that's not going to happen, right? So how can a human being find that ultimate potential within to realize that they can experience being with the Creator, being in the space, just being, naturally just being who they are? And again, like I said, whatever work you do, you get that result. Whatever level you want to know Him at, He will bless you in that way. And really, it's just a spirit within us. So we're the same. It's like we're twins. So it will be you. That's why you can compare. The kind of self-realization and revelations and all that will pertain to your life and your mindset and your experiences and how your mind is analyzing it and filtering it and perceiving it. Isn't it? It's how you're seeing it. No two eyes are the same. I'm never going to see it the way you're seeing it. I'm never going to hear the way you're hearing it. Have you ever played the telephone game when you were little? one person tells something in the year and then you have to pass it on, and by the time the 10th child is telling what the first person passed it on, it's a completely different word, and it's hilarious, and everybody just starts to laugh. So you see, but you can get to the point where you can think clearly, say what you mean, and do. You can align. It's all about the alignment process, calibrating the body, mind, and the spirit to experience the oneness in such a beautiful way that it's so clear, and the energy is that much more beautiful to be around. It's pleasant. It's very obvious. There is no doubts. There's no deception. There is no delusion. There is no lies. It's the truth. And certainly there are no fears. You kind of surrender, and you are in perfect tune, in perfect alignment with the will of God, in obedience. It's beautiful. And the going back and forth with the same rhetoric pattern, that's all gone. If somebody's playing the ball wrong, you don't have to hit it. You have the choice to make. The natural tendency is to hit because we've been trained like that. It's like I said, these energies are coming from ancient generations and we've accumulated it. But if it's not good, we can change it. We can change it. We can take another path. If you're at a dead end, what do you have to do? You have to come back and you have to choose another way. How long are we going to sit at the dead end and keep crying? Right? Love will always find its way. Always. Or it will create one if it's not there. That's why this work that I received as a blessing, as a you may say as a intervention, if I may, to give me a life that actually means something and full of love and life, completely different from what I used to be or I had accepted that this is how I am. Like I said, one touch, one word and one song can make that much difference in your life. It will change your mind, it will clear your vision, and you might see things a little differently, and you might feel things a little lovingly, have more compassion, kindness, and you will laugh at all the times you were reacting to something that wasn't even real or was a lie. So I hope and pray, especially for the children, my heart goes out to the children out there that have been victims to these very uncomfortable energies they have to put up with. But again, I don't want to be deluded that they're in any way weak or incapable. They are all put in situations and positions where they are going to grow as strong souls, beautiful warriors, and they're gonna create this beautiful heaven on earth. And that's my prayer, that they also become one with the space and the living and the life, and slow down a little bit and change their minds a little bit, change their lives, give them some value, make them feel good about themselves. The murdering and the killing, and it's like a joke now, the crime and injustice, and then the fighting for justice and punishing the criminals, it's all become a joke now. Nothing really. I had to go get the doorbell. So let's do the work as best as we can. Continue life as we see it. Be open for experiences that is actually meaningful and truthful. And there is certainty that it will work. We will be in a better place, better space, better life. It will get better, I promise. God bless. Do the work, get the result. Today, May 21st, 2025, Wednesday, 8:06 a.m. in India. I'm here to say I love you, and I speak to your soul to say we have already won the war. Bless you mightily. May you feel His abundant love, presence, His voice, His word, His hand in your life, your own hands in your own life. And may you be open, bold and strong to receive the future that He holds in the palm of His hands, as He has always showered His mighty grace upon you. Trust me and believe me when I say I'm here doing this work. While there are unpleasant things, noises happening all around me, I have said this many times, so it gives the ears that are hearing some kind of a confidence that I am also a very normal little child of God, being blessed here, so grateful and so honored to make you also feel just that special as a child of God. And it's doable, it's possible to receive His grace. It's very possible. And here as an example and an empowerment, especially to grieving, ailing, unconsolable tears of women, for those hearts that are hurting, for the minds that are disturbed, lives that are battered. There is literally shit all around my house. Garbage being taken. God bless them. For some reason, I have a very special place in my heart for the cleaners of this earth. There used to be a show on TV called Dirty Jobs. I don't know if you've seen it, but the level at which these people have to go to clean up and do those jobs, that makes it possible for us to live our normal lives. Think about it. In order to think about it, one needs to create space. And I'm going to insert a special prayer to create auto rickshaws with a silencer in it. Because that's one sound that is unbelievably noisy over the years. It's never changed. I mean, they have scooters with the quiet, I don't know what it's called, the hybrid. It's very quiet on the road. I pray, shout out to the angels to deliver the humans a quieter auto rickshaw to reduce the noise a little bit more. I happen to drag my ailing body, aching body, my bones. I'm 51. I've done a lot of work. I feel like I'm done, but God says, no, I'm not done. So I'm looking forward for the future that He holds in the palm of His hands, and receive it. Receive it with love. Receive it with faith. Receive it and be a part of this game that we're going to be successful. It's not all that bad when you create that space. Like I was saying, when you have that space, then the thoughts land more beautifully and you can think more clearly. Space is very important in everything. It's where God is, that's everywhere. And every matter that occupies the space becomes one with the space. If we think about it with a little more awareness, then we will see the truth. What we see with love is the truth, rest is not. What's been happening, what's happened to your life, it's a story, you're living a story. Every choice you make right now makes the next moment that much more beautiful. So one needs to do that work to create that space. Clean it up, clear it out, watch the thoughts, and deal with it. One has to be realistic about one's problems and honest about how they carry it out. Understand these high virtues like character, morality, all that needs to be understood. Being in the right space, in the right mindset. Otherwise, no matter what you hear, it will twist it into a different meaning. So, you're open to listen to God's voice from within or from all around. But one cannot let others push us around. Then it'll become a very cluttered space of advice and what others need to do. You know best. You know what's happening in your heart, in your life, and you're the best person to do the work. And then you will get the result. Somebody else telling you what to do may benefit them, but what about you? So I went out, had my breakfast, came back. I did a little small vegetable shopping, and sometimes the owner of that shop says a few things that falls right in tune with what I'm going through. It's very sweet. I feel like the Lord speaks through him sometimes. And he commented, silently you're been doing all this work and you finished your work. Silently you collected all the vegetables. So I smile because I do feel the silence, just a little bit of clearance in the all around. We are at a dead end here. This building and there are many little shops and some wood carpenter work that goes on, and there is grinding noise all the time. Today they've gone somewhere else, probably doing some work somewhere else, but just eliminating that little bit of noise around. There is so much peace, there's so much silence, and I take it, whatever it takes. But like I said, I'm also doing the work. I also have a lot of things that I can complain about and cry about. But I'm choosing to be with this part that can smile and cherish life through little acts of kindness, love for oneself and for others. Monkey's problem, there's roach's problem in the kitchen. I mean, it's supernatural. Just sometimes it just bombards you with an energy so overwhelming, you don't know what to do. So you just sit and let it move through you. You can do it. Like I said, we've already won the war. It's just a matter of time before we wake up to see and hear. The monkeys have done their job in the corner of another apartment, and there is nobody there to see it or clean it up. So I can't open the windows because the smell is horrible. That's how, think about it. It's shit and it smells horrible. Who wants to live with that? So every little thing that's happening personally in my life is becoming a teaching, it's becoming a lesson. How much of that nonsense do I carry in my mind in the form of thoughts, in the form of words? How filthy are the words that fill the space in this world today? I have my neighbors opposite. These are lessons. This is not complaining, or these are observations. It's happening around, and being aware of what's happening inside of me because of that. Because they demand an attention. It's so loud. Just throwing the vessels so loud into the basket. I have said this earlier when I began this work. I was told, these are tomatoes. Put them in the US, when I was in the US, and you put it on the rack and they tell it, put it gently, because they are alive. These are tomatoes that you're going to eat later on. And I went, wow, nobody's talked to me like that before, and I didn't have the awareness that I have been very rude to tomatoes, which we love a lot. These beautiful red tomatoes with the branches and leaves coming out. How beautiful creation is. At one point, one should come to a point to reconcile with creation. So these people, they exhibit such godless gestures. It's amazing how much God has blessed them with life, money, good health, everything. But we also have to do the work to give it back to Him, isn't it? Treat it with, if you're given a gift, you cherish it, don't you? You cherish that gift, you keep it, you use it well. Change our minds, we change our lives a little bit. We will slowly be disconnected from the hellish states of minds and all the demonic, very rude and very, it's true, when that nature is exhibited through a human being, it really stands out way worse than even animals, because animals only have that much awareness. But human beings are so blessed to have a mind, a brain that can perceive life in a very different and beautiful manner. We're coming back home, it's a full circle. So I also am doing the work to be in that silent space of grace and peace and radiate it from wherever I am at right now. Wherever you're at is where you're going to get the answer from. He's going to make sure that you're blessed. It's like when a doctor deals with a wound in your body. You're not going to fight with him saying you're using a knife, or you're not going to get offended that he's cutting you open, right? You're letting him do the operation, do the work, and maybe you will heal. You're giving the doctor a chance, so I guess we can give Dr. God a chance too. When we do this work together, it's so much of a beautiful relationship, is mutual. Like I said, don't get me wrong, but about the things I'm sharing in my life that's happening, because I'm being taught here, my eyes are open, wide awake, and my awareness is very hyper. There is the auto guy, God bless him. The loudest vehicle on earth. And like, that's what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong, but there will always come a time when you can right the wrong. Listen to it, think, create that space. Go within and find that voice in your own way, in your own self. Everybody's story is different. Everybody's mind is different. How it filters and perceives things. So eventually you realize that, one realizes that, what's the point in me jumping up and down and dancing around that this is wrong, that is wrong, and spewing out all this bitterness? It's only damaging me. So we change that into a silent, smiling, peaceful living. You can do it right where you are at, silently and quietly, and you start radiating this energy of a confident presence that cannot be penetrated or touched or pushed around. You don't have any more fears. That kind of balance is beauty. That kind of confident presence is powerful. We're not doing anything. We think we're doing it, and He gives us that credit just to empower us, but we can't take it into a different sense of ownership or power. These are all God's ways of just enacting a role within and with each other. Today, see, you just wade through the space, you let it go through, and it's gone. There's no other way right now. Today of all, I talked about autos a lot, and today of all the auto noises are exaggerated in my space here. It's funny. So you can be in tune once you catch up. Then it's just a matter of time before you accumulate that energy, that habit of living this way. What do we got to lose? What do we got to lose? It's transferable, that energy. As much as the negative energies can come onto you and make you, short circuit and go into spaces and places where you're not comfortable doing it, and it's ugly, it's bad acting, and you just turn it around. You face it with how you would if that was not there. You see? So it's a reverse technology, and you transfer your silent and beautiful energy back into the space, and you maintain your peace and quiet. It's powerful. It only takes one time to break that pattern. For example, you have your loved one and you have the same argument over and over again. I've grown up seeing my parents do that, and I would break it by telling the truth, and they would laugh about it. But sometimes it becomes an unconscious habit that you don't even know you're in it. You're like in a spell. You're drunk in so much in it that you don't know how to get out of it until somebody else comes and snaps you out of it. The one time, change it. Instead of reacting the same way and feeding that demon again and again with the same food, negative food, and creating a monster inside of you, you change it into a reaction of something else, something beautiful, something truthful, something more effective, something more positive. Humbling yourself. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you feel this way. Let me look into it. One time you do that, you watch. Abundant grace will flow into that space, expand it. We need to get comfortable being blessed. We need to get comfortable to receive His grace without feeling shame or guilt. Then we both can be happy. So I am here doing my work and sharing this beautiful word in this space. Continue the work and we will get the result. We will receive it with gratitude and give the gift back to Him, living the life like we have received the gift, like we are blessed. Smile in such a way that you feel His love. It is going to get better and better and better. God bless you all. You bless yourself nicely, one day at a time. Let us be prepared to receive what we have come to receive. Make life more meaningful and fruitful. Make this God-given earth a more beautiful place to live and share, and make it a wonderful story to leave behind a history that's eternal. Be happy. When you're happy, you love. When you love, you create. Even if you don't have a reason to be happy. Let your soul be soothed. Let your mind be at peace. Let your heart love. Let your body be healed. May you find strength to move through the space of pain and suffering and learn and go higher, to know the worth that is within you. And we're going to continue to do the work, and we experience the result.